Hello, I did a review on these already, but that video was very amateur. It's been 3 years. I've improved so much since then, and I came across it the other day and I was honestly a bit
So the
embarrassed
original
of the
image
quality.
is
So I decided, let's redo the script and make everything better. I went out and got great B-roll. I'm using my latest format of scripting, which makes it very easy to follow, and I'm a fan of my own script writing at the moment. Overall, it's gonna be a better video, so let's get into it. Let's start by saying that there are 4 different versions of these fishtail parkas from the runway. I like all of them. Maybe one day I can have them all to review. They are quite expensive though, and they're getting more rare as the year goes by. We'll see. The runway is Autumn-Winter 2003-2004 titled Closure, after the 2016 summer hit song by the Chainsmokers and Halsey, Closer. I found this amazing quote that was probably written by some magazine, and it encapsulated the collection really well. This season, Raf Simons was granted full access to the archives of Peter Saville, I don't know how to pronounce it, my apology. Raf Simons made a personal selection of Peter's designs work, some of them were previously unseen, to integrate them into his collection. As a longtime admirer of Peter, Raf Simons considered this to be a great honor and therefore dedicated his collection to the man who put a unique spin on music culture, for which Raf is very much into. The collection itself focuses on traditional style and fabrics, augmented by a mod influence. Linked to the aesthetic of Peter Saville, there's also touches of early Russian constructivism, Bauhaus, and vintage British looks. At the same time, the collection reflects on the process of growing up and reconsidering adulthood, citing references to childhood dress code, formal business looks, and ghetto rebellions. I want to quickly touch upon this particular print on this Parka. It's not the one we're talking about, but it pisses me off. So many people attribute this as an original design by Peter, but it's not. The original artwork is called CP1919. Successive pulses from the first pulsar discovered, CP1919, are here superimposed vertically. They are caused by rapid spinning neutron star. What you're looking at is 80 successive periods of the first pulsar observed. The reading are plotted by computer, receiving radio signal and stacked on top of one another using an average period of 1.33730 seconds. This particular reading was taken by and would go on to be published in several scientific journals shortly after ending up in the Cambridge Encyclopedia of Astronomy in 1977. Let's start from the top, the hood. I am a fan of it functionally, but not aesthetically. I'm not a big fan of hoods on a jacket or parka or a coat. It can make the garment look a bit too busy, but I understand why it's here. It's practical. You get 2 very high quality snap button closure. It is brown, so quite tonal, but not exactly the same shade of brown. This is a great design for when there's a high wind or snow, you protect the bottom of your face a bit more. I rarely use it because I did spend a decent amount of money on this Parka, and I intend to keep them as safe and as clean as possible because in 30-40 years, it's going to be worth a lot of money. The point is, I check the weather before I wear these out. You also get a drawstring to tighten the hood so your head is more protected. Overall, a lot of great functional designs. I'm not a fan of the hood because it is quite small, can barely fit my head. Well, my head is quite big. I'm sure on a normal person it will work. I rarely wear them out with the hoods up. It doesn't look that good on me, but as you can see by this B-roll, I will put it up for when I want to show off the full graphic on the back. On the sleeve, you get this factory record artwork that Peter designed for the record company. We'll talk all about the graphic later. No other graphic or quote or slogan on the sleeve. I really like the length of the sleeve. It covers roughly 95% of my arms, which is my preference. I like the fit a lot. You don't have to struggle to get your arms in, and when you're wearing it, it's never impeding on me when there's movement. I pray you guys will never have to know the differences between low and high armpit or armhole. Free cuff, meaning no button, no zipper, no nothing, which is cool. I'm a fan. I do wish there was more graphic or slogan on the sleeve. Peter had a lot of original design that Raf could have put on the sleeve. If my friend were to ask me, hey, can I try it on? Or what's that cool jacket? I would never point to the sleeve and say, hey man, you gotta look at the sleeve, because there's not much to look at. The shape is rather pedestrian. There's no graphic beside the F, so it's a fine detail on a great parka. You get 2 pockets at the top at an angle, but they are stitched in, and I intend to keep it this way for now. It will increase the value of the parka. If I didn't have this channel, I would have never worn them out, but I had to in order to review them, and get all the beautiful B-roll. You can also feel on the reverse side, and it doesn't seem to be that big. We'll probably be able to fit probably only an iPhone. I said probably twice, my apology. You get 2 pockets at the bottom for your hands and bigger items such as phone, wallet, blah blah blah, a sandwich. I'm a fan of these 2 pockets, love the flap, wish it had a button or zipper for more security, but it's fine as it is. I've only worn these for like less than 10 times, but I live in Munich now. We carry tote bags or some forms of bags everywhere, so I never need to put anything in any set pocket, because if you don't carry a tote bag when you go grocery shopping, you have to buy tote bags. So in Germans in general, they're very environmentally conscious, so everybody carries a tote bag. You also get 1 interior pocket, which is nice, still stitch in by the way. Value, big fan of it, but the design is a bit flawed. The removable vest covers the pocket, so the pocket should have been on the vest or on the vest too. Running down the middle is half or 3/4 zipper. They are Rakagni with the circular handle for easier usage. Big fan of this. It feels very smooth, very high quality. I love Rakagni so much. I would love to tour their factory one day and give them the publicity they deserve. People are so used to YKK, they don't know how good Rakagni really is. I say 3/4 because it doesn't run all the way down. On the one hand, easier to zip up and down, but if it were to be all the way down, it would be more secure, more active. You also get snap button closures when you want to hide the zipper, which is a nice touch. Some designers are very embarrassed of zipper, which I understand. Rick, however, Rick embraces his zippers and make them a design feature. Raph, not Rick, we gotta focus. Overall, big fan of the zipper and the snap button closures. Buttons also went through damage process to make them look older, which is a nice touch. For people who don't know Raph but are a fan of Factory Record, New Order, Joy Division, they might think that this is a merch that was dropped in 1983 to support the release of the album. The brown color also plays into that role and the feel of the fabric. Oh, you also get 1 fabric on the front, this right here, but we'll talk about that later. The front, honestly, it's a bit boring. The back is mainly why we got this Parka. I really wish there were more graphics on the front. I want to see it. I don't want people behind me to see the amazing graphic on my garment. I almost forgot. You also get this drawstring to cinch in the waist to change the shape of the Parka when you want to. It's a nice touch. I never really do it because I like my garment to be free flowing, but it's a nice option to have, and it's also functional. When it gets really cold, tighten it so your body's more protected from the element. Discounting the artwork for now, the back is relatively boring too. I wish Raph did some more work with the shape because it's just a regular fishtail Parka. I'm comparing Raph to Rick again, but Raph isn't known for shape. He's more of storytelling to graphic, print, quote, slogan, and whatnot. If I were to be in the room when they designed this Parka, I would have suggested changing the shape a little bit, just something to make it a bit more distinguished from the rest of the fishtail Parka. But then again, Rick's most infamous bomber jacket is literally a standard bomber shape that was littered with references from him. If you take the references away, a bomber jacket that you can get for $100 or whatever, however much it costs. Anyway, not a lot going on in the back. Well, you see a bit of the drawstring to cinch the waist from the front. A bit better, but I want more. I want something more from Raph here. Alright, let's talk graphic now. All of them are designed by Peter for Factory Records. For this archive release, Raph and the team commissioned Antonetta De Luca to do the hand drawing of this Parka. On the sleeve, you get the factory record F logo, cute detail. On the front, you have the logo from the album Movement, which was released in, I believe, 1981. It was the debut album of New Order. This was recorded in the wake of Ian Curtis' suicide the previous year. Designed by Peter, and it is based on a poster by the Italian futurist Fortunato de Pero. I looked deeper into this particular album cover, and there has been various versions. Some of them have a misprint, some of them are re-released, some of them are for a specific country, blah 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 blah. On the top, you see the letter F lying on its back. The bottom is the letter L. New Order is the name of the band. Movement is the name of the album. Some versions say FACT, some say FACD. The original catalog was FACT 50. 1981 is the year of the release. The blue color of the lines were chosen by the band. The 2 dots, I don't know what they stand for. I'm getting a bit lazy. I don't want to research it anymore. Comment down below if you know. On the top of the back, you get the album artwork Power, Corruption, and Lies by New Order, released in 1982. Peter originally wanted to use a portrait of a prince to reference the album title in a more literal sense, but couldn't find the right one. Peter then went to a museum with his girlfriend, and they saw this painting by Henry Fatun Latour, Baskets of Roses, and she was like, "You won't use this for the album," like teasing him. And it was the flower, you know, pretty good, so I'm gonna use it. And here's what Peter had to say. The flowers suggested the means by which the power, corruption, and lies infiltrate our lives. It's seductive. I didn't hear any of the other tracks for the album, but I did hear Blue Monday. Other times, covers were done without hearing anything. So in a way, this was the practice that evolved between me and them. They did what they did, I did what I did. The colors in the corner, I couldn't find anything. Please comment down below, but it just looked like, you know, the old TV or like testing the color looks best on this thing, and I just decided to leave it in there for avant-garde's sake. The painting belongs to the National Heritage Trust, and they first refused Factory Records using the painting as its cover. Peter and Tony Wilson, the head of Factory Records at the time, called up the gallery director and asked who owned the painting, and the director says the people of Britain. Tony then said, I believe the people want it, and then the director said, if you put it like that, Mr. Wilson, I'm sure we can make an exception in this case. The Basket of Roses is an oil on canvas painting. Henry did it in 1885. Oh, almost forgot. This is not hand painted. It's screen printed. High quality screen printed, but not hand drawn. When I first got into RAF, I thought, oh my God, all of this is hand drawn, hand painted. That is amazing. All of the flower, damn, that must have been taking hours, days. And now that I know it isn't, it's not a special anymore. It's also not that special anymore because I have it. The chase is where the high is abundant. Once you get the item, the high stay for a day or a week, and then your brain normalized the Parka, and now it's not special anymore. That's how I am with all my clothes. It's not the healthiest of mindset. I feel a bit cheated by the fact that this part is not hand drawn, because I can draw the bottom graphic, I can draw the front graphic, I can draw the graphic on the sleeve. I know for sure I cannot draw Power, Corruption, and Lies album artwork, and now we know I couldn't find anyone either, or it was too costly. So be aware if you buy this and think it's all hand painted. The last graphic says, new touch by the hand of God, Order. Peter had a mini stroke while designing this cover, and this came out. It is the 15th single by New Order. The song was written for the 1987 American black comedy film directed by Beth B, starring Viggo Mortensen, Edson Cervenka, and Stephen McChatty. I'm pronouncing all of their names wrong, my apology. The film is a parody of a televangelism. Touched by the Hand of God is a decent song. The single has two covers, but RAF has popularized this one over the other one, at least in the menswear scene. This Parka is unlined, but it has a double-sided fabric, so in essence it is lined, but however you want to describe it. It's not lined, but it's thick fabric. Hopefully the B-roll shows it. Yes, I like that it's double-sided. I would have loved some silk lining or Cupro or something to make the jacket heavier, to make it feel more luxurious, to get our money worth. This is a very standard fishtail Parka. We'll talk material later. It's 100% cotton. If we contact the factory in Italy, we can order the shape of this. It's not an original design by RAF. That's honestly one of the problems with RAF, one of the reasons why I'm moving away from RAF. Most garments are all standardized shape. As I was getting into fashion, it was all about graphics, slogan, logo, the usual. But as I get deeper and deeper into fashion, the shape, the materials, they have become so much more important. And with RAF, this is not his priority. This is why I'm moving towards the avant-garde scene. I can't handle an LV all over logo jacket. I can't get into a Gucci pair of pants anymore. I can't get into Carol Christian Perel anymore. I only want designers that design with a purpose and meaning and has something to express through clothes. Okay, that was a bit negative. Let's get back to the positive. Removable fleece vest. Let's talk quality first. It is not shearling, it is poly blend. For the price that we paid, I would have loved shearling. For the price that we paid, we deserve shearling. With that being said though, it feels relatively good to the skin, keeps me relatively warm, it has a decent weight, not as heavy as shearling. Though I like that it's a vest, I would have loved sleeves, so it feels more like a 2-for-1. Well, yes, a vest is still a 2-for-1, but I'm not a vest person, I prefer jackets. The vest is snapped onto the Parka, which is a nice touch. I like this better than zipper. With zipper, it would have been so hard to find the right spot. A trick I found while filming this B-roll, I can keep one clip on and I don't have to carry it. It doesn't look that good, but it is functional. When worn on its own, it's fine. It doesn't look like a complete outfit. There's no collar. I'm not a big fan of the brown two-tones. The snap button also don't function on their own. They're only meant to be snapped onto the Parka. If this vest was designed by Visvim, Hiroki would have figured out a way to make this vest its own entity. Come on, dude. Reversible garment with reversible zipper. First time I've seen it, I was so impressed. I am still impressed today, and that was 2 years ago. Back to the vest. I like it better with the fleece on the outside for the look, but it doesn't feel as good because the material is not that warm nor comfortable. I also don't like the logo being on the outside. It reminds me too much of Fear of God. Wait, a compliment. I like that there's a logo on the vest and on the exterior. It's a very thoughtful design. The vest is very standard size. I would have loved it if the fleece matches the length of the parka. That would have been more functional. It wouldn't look as good on its own, but it would be more functional. This is more aesthetically pleasing to look at, but you know, the more material we get, the more our money is worth. Also, if this parka were to be longer, like ankle length, I would have loved it so much more. My dislike for knee length coat is growing and growing. Ankle length just looks so much better. But maybe I like it because I don't have it. Ankle length will get dirty, blah, 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 blah. Okay, stay on topic, Makasy, please. Despite the flaws that I stated against the vest, I am very happy that it's there because I have this other parka from Raft and they don't come with a removable vest. Exterior is 100% cotton, very standard material. A compliment I can give, it's a very heavy cotton. It's very high quality, super thick. I would have loved wool for warmthness, for the luxury factor, for the price that we paid. I wish they had re-released the leather version. Oh dude, I would have creamed my pants if I got my hands on those. This segment would have been like 5 minutes long instead of 30 seconds. I got this in a size 48 or medium. I normally would wear an L or XL, but this medium fits me already. A bit oversized, slightly, plenty of room in the shoulder. The chest is comfortable, the sleeve comfortable. Nothing is uncomfortable. I don't think I could get away with a size small, but my recommendation, go true to size, or you can go one size up or one size down. They're kind of oversized, but not oversized. I'm 5'10", 175 pounds for reference. Even though I showed you guys all this great footage and talk about the sizing, I know most of you are still gonna DM me and ask me for recommendations, so my Instagram's in the comment. I'm ready to help you. I think these retail for 4.5k if I remember correctly. I got this on Matches Fashion for 3.5 or 3.8. I don't know how Matches were able to price them lower. Maybe it was about the VATs and whatnot. Anyway, I thought it was a win at the time, but if you go on Guerrero right now, you can find some of them for 2.5, 2.7 or 2,000, which is an amazing deal. If you got some money to invest, I recommend you to invest into this parka. I truly think this will be worth thousands of dollars in 15 to 30 years. Raf is no longer designing, no longer releasing products. Yes, this isn't the original, but it's a re-release from the brand. It's an authentic piece. I know there's a meme brand called Raf Simmons releasing Raf stuff with parody, but in 15 years, I truly think this parka will be worth roughly 10,000 or 15,000. I truly think that. And if I'm wrong, it's okay. They will still appreciate. Right now, it's a bit low because there's a lot on the market, but they will eventually get into the hand of a collector, and those people will hold. The people that are selling them for low right now are just trying to make a quick buck or just trying to get some money to try to buy something else. But one day, 10 years from now, it will be 10k. I believe it. But don't go out there and spend all 2.5k if you only have 2.5k. If the 2.5k is less than 20% of what you have, then yes, never spend more than 20% of your liquid money. I am looking to buy another one right now so I can wear one and keep one for archiving sake. I think Raf do design good pieces here and there, and I've said some negative things about this parka, but I think this will goes down as one of the pieces that will define menswear in the 2000s. Anyway, buy them if you can, bargain them down to, you know, at most 2000s. To keep the video short, here's the parka with different pants. Here's the parka with different tops. But yeah, as I said earlier, I truly think this piece will go down in the history of menswear. Already has, kinda. One of the pieces that will come to define Raf, to define the early 2000s menswear. I don't think they're being appreciated right now, but in 15 years, I think when you pull this out, it will be similar to pulling out an Hermes Margiela era piece. A great piece, very fun. I like wearing them a lot, wearing them out. You do get a few stares. Some people know, some people don't. Who cares? It's a great piece. My name is Makasy. See you in the next video.